that all of you are here. Welcome to our new space mocks. We're going to do a couple of just quick kickoff things. Andreas will talk about AI for epistemics. I'll talk a bit about hackathons, and then we'll go around and also just say a couple sentences about what we're thinking about working on, and then we'll basically get started. So yeah, let's go to it. Andreas, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Austin asked me to say a few things on why I'm excited about AI for epistemics. It's kind of self-explanatory, I think. It's important, neglected. We're all kind of EA at heart, so it's just a thing to be working on. Why is it important? I think if you think about the next few years, I think probably things will get pretty chaotic. Things will move faster than they're now as everyone rushes to get AI systems into every part of the economy. And so I think it's just a big risk that people will screw things up for kind of uninteresting reasons just because they didn't have time to think these things through. And so if we can make it easier for people to think things through, that's really important. I think people will definitely use AI tools for making decisions. And so I think there's some lever here where the more they actually help people make wise decisions or figure out whether they're right or wrong about things, I think the better. And then I think the other point is I think it's just very tractable now in a way that it wasn't before. I think we're just now at the point where models are both good enough and cheap enough that you can apply them at scale, that you can be we will just analyze all news articles or all scientific papers or really check every sentence in depth for a thing in much more detail than we could before. Then so I think we're really given good ideas, that the implementation cost has come down so much that it's really a big opportunity, I think. And also, I guess things have just gotten much easier to build for hackathons because you just type you basically copy and paste the project description into Cursor, type please continue 5 times, and then you have your project. And so I think the key thing you'll have to think about is well, how can we tell if things are actually making things better or not? What evidence can we see ideally today that leads us to believe this is a tool that actually leads to better thinking as opposed to a fun UI that has many knobs to play with. But I'm really excited for this hackathon. I think this is the thing I've been most excited about, except for the illicit lunch this week, for quite a while. And yeah, really very grateful also to Austin for making this space be a space for us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am also very excited for this hackathon. Andreas first talked to me I think a couple months ago maybe on we want to do more stuff for the AI for epistemics field, and we were thinking about some ideas maybe we should do a grants program or a fellowship program or something like that. But I have a special place in my heart for hackathon specifically, so I really sold him hard on okay, we're gonna do a hackathon. That's we can do all that other stuff too later. But first thing.
I was very hard to sell.
Yeah, I like hackathons for a lot of reasons. I think hackathons are they're a sandbox. They're a place where you can kind of play with an idea a little bit. You don't have to worry so much about whether this thing will be great down the line or live past even the end of the day. So it gives you a chance to kind of be a little bit more creative, try riskier things. It's a blank canvas. You don't have to worry about what your users currently will think or will this make money or whatever. You can just kind of do stuff. Hackathons are a forcing function. There's the demos. In 8 hours, we're all gonna get up there and present and talk about this thing that we did. So you kind of have to sit there and actually do your thing. You can't just keep spinning your wheels thinking forever. And it's a chance to meet people, I think. Hackathons are a really great way to, it's a filtering function to get people who care a lot about this particular pretty niche thing right now. Right now, I think AI for epistemics is this tiny field. It's all the people who care about it are maybe in this room right now, plus a few others who are remote or something like that. But well, hopefully it will grow down the line, and this is kind of the chance to kind of meet each other, talk to each other, share your ideas, build stuff out. So those are some of the things I'm very excited about for hackathons. I'm glad that Andreas and the Alyssa team is happy to host this thing with us today. Yeah, so a few logistics. We have, let's see, today lunch at noon, dinner at 6, and those are both going to be downstairs at the there's a cafeteria area on the 3rd floor. But otherwise, you're welcome to spend the rest of the day hacking. The whole 4th floor is ours. You're welcome to hang out in this common area or duck into a side room if you want to find a place to have a desk and a monitor. If you're working in teams, you can also duck into a conference room, hack together. Again, this entire floor is just open for the hackathon, and nobody else is really here. So use the space as you grab the snacks, sit down, put on some music. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be a pretty chill, pretty cozy, 8-ish hours of hacking. Rachel over there is our space manager. So if you have questions about the space, you can go to her. You can of course also go to me as well. What else? Is there anything else for? Oh, and for demos. So we'll have lunch at 6. At 7 o'clock, we'll be coming back upstairs. There's like a little presentation area over there, and we'll be doing demos. We'll have judges. Andreas, me, and Lucas Finvidin from Open Philanthropy should be coming, and we'll be the 3 judges. The categories, they're like posted on the portfolio. You can kind of like, there's also a doc written by Owen Conn-Bratt about like what we're kind of looking to do. The rough categories like tools for thought, tools for awareness, and epistemic evals. But you also don't have to like cleave very closely to any of these categories. We're also happy to award like work that is just like, is usefully like advancing the field, seems like a great demo, that kind of thing. Anything I missed, Andreas?
Sounds great. Yeah, would be excited to hear about people planning to work on.
Yeah, so could I have everyone just to kind of stand up? We're going to go around. Everyone's going to kind of say their names and give maybe like 2 sentences about like what you're thinking about doing. Then after that, we'll like break. If you're interested in like finding somebody to work with, you can continue to like hang out in this area and chat about your ideas and like maybe find a team. Teams are like very welcome, but not mandatory for the hackathon. Otherwise, if you like kind of are ready to go do your thing, you just like go off and start hacking. So I guess I'll go first, and maybe we'll go this way. I do plan to hack on something today. I'd like to do something around like using LLMs to help with the membership system of mocks. So like we're gonna have like a bunch of people who are mocks members coming in, trying to like extend. Like I have this problem where it's hard for me to track like everyone who's coming to space. So hopefully LLMs will help with that.
Hi everyone, my name is Dayar. I'm the CEO of Metaculus. I think a lot about forecasting. Today, a direction I'd be interested in exploring with a team, if they're interested in this to come find me, would be something like, given a set of specifications, these might either be rules about the world we're living in or high convictions, can we generate new statements or new forecasts that we will say, yes, this is in accordance with the set of specifications, have a process for formal verification. If we can have some kind of like programmatic aspect that would yield a formal verification, that would be even cooler. So I'm interested in exploring that space. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Chris Lakin. I'm interested in thinking about what the blocks and bottlenecks are to epistemics, particularly things like emotional stuff. Like maybe people aren't epistemic because they don't know how or it's hard, but they just like kind of don't want to be in some emotional way.
Yeah, I'm Tillman. I'm quite excited also, but I think about 2 things. One is for the Crux Finder. I have a very nice data sets of these debates on New York Times of 2 people, so that might be interesting to try that out. And the other thing is I'm doing a lot with Wikipedia research, and there's a lot of, so if anybody wants to work with Wikipedia, I'm happy to help them or explore some ideas.
Hi, I'm William Saunders. I guess, I don't know, open to different things, like argument mapping sounded interesting. Maybe if there's like some way to be like building up arguments around the like tree of arguments and working with them around personal decisions, that might be interesting. Or maybe like building some kind of like tools for helping in board games.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Goldhaber. I'm at the Future of Life Foundation working with Owen. So really excited about AI for epistemics. Today, I think I'm not quite sure, but I got excited in our conversation just minutes ago about doing like scenario forecasting at scale, trying to have like LLMs generate tens of thousands of different scenarios, potentially from war games, potentially just to win the board game Twilight Imperium 4. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to hack and play around with something there.
I'm Tamara. I am independent, and I would be most interested in working on a project around like kind of the tools for awareness type thing of like helping people make sense of like a kind of noisy and confusing information environment and see like what are factual claims, what are opinions, how much of this is valid.
Yeah, I'm Ruby. I think there's a reason people keep talking about forecasts, and it's pretty powerful epistemic technology. I haven't done that much prediction, and it's just because like writing down predictions and operationalizing them and feeding them into Fatebook or whatever is annoying, and I'm like, maybe I can just make like a natural language interface. I just type / whatever predict into Slack, and then type a sentence, and this like gets captured and like maybe gets fleshed out a bit later, and like just make the cost of making predictions, registering them, a lot cheaper, so that I actually do them.
Hey, I'm Rafe. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on. At the moment, I'm pretty interested in having AIs find and contextualize relevant human written stuff in discussions online. So I'm maybe thinking about exploring something in that space.
What was the word? Where
And
relevant?
there were lots of them.
Yeah, the weird one. Relevant.
Human written.
Human written.
Okay. Weird one.
Humans, right?
It was a human written.
Hello everyone, my name is
So it
Emre.
sounds
I'm an engineer at AI Objective Institute. I do not have a certain project in mind, but I've been working with how can you train LLMs to ask really good questions, which would lead to more clarity when it comes to coordination and collective decision making. So I'm looking to add more flavor into that field, but I don't have an answer.
Hey everyone, I'm Vlad. I've been interested in experience of malleability within your tools for a while, and I guess in the context of the space, I think I might want to explore ability to do some code gen, so like point at something in your node and your data collection and whatever, and ask AI to generate tools to help you make more sense of the data or a particular type of object you're looking at.
Hi, I'm Gustavo. I'm a statistician. I used to work at Metaculus, and I've brainstormed ideas of this type for a long time. So it's hard to know what I'm most excited about. Hard to say. I've been thinking specifically about stuff, some kind of browser plugin that connects to the news and helps people generate forecasting questions and sort of maybe help them reflect on why, if they care so much about this thing, like, can you write down precisely the thing that you care about and maybe generate forecasting question based on that. But lots of other things. There's also theory of mind is one of my big obsessions. How can we model what people are thinking and why they're thinking? And it turns out to be a very important question for aggregating information for lots of reasons. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Zara. I'm interested in looking at how LLMs could better put meaningful numbers on just like subjective attributes, like kind of mapping out attributes like misinterpretability or just integrity or just any ways we can see, could just coherent numbers on like written content.
Hello, I'm Kirill. A few years ago, there was a paper out of DeepMind called a perception engine, which basically was trying to create an approach that is fully symbolic to take in raw input and formulate a provably optimal hypothesis. It was super long because it is symbolic and it's running on max SAT. And so I'm very curious to see whether there is a way to use the attention mechanism of large language models in combination with this, to see if we can speed it up.
Okay, I'm Campbell. So I think I'm going to work on like one of two things. Like one could be something related to the presentation of information, because I think one of the things that LLMs are really cool about is that you can sort of like reorient and repurpose text on the fly, so you can like change the style of presentation, and maybe that would be good for people taking in information and arguments. And then the second idea would be to look at like a prediction market and to try to do automated resolution of questions, because I think that would actually be really cool and useful. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I work at Illicit. I'm most excited about something where like predicting what science is bad. So if like certain papers were like retracted in the future or were like be fraudulent, like can you get like models to predict that in advance?
Hey, I'm Ben. I think I want to work on just directly trying to have models help with the most important decisions that organizations are making, and like just try some really basic stuff at first, like put it in deep research and then go from there.
Hi, I'm Panda. Kind of thinking about a lot of the same things Charlie was talking about. So kind of like, given a piece of information and academic papers, because they have a lot of useful metadata, is this like actually true? Or is this paper good? And I don't know, I think I'd be pretty excited also to work with other non-illicit people. So I'm pretty flexible on like the specifics. If we did want to do the paper thing, I think like 2 to 3 people is probably optimal.
Two projects I came in with are to taking in like a bunch of text about like your strategic thoughts for the day or whatever, or a comments in an article or in a comment section, generate useful like decision relevant predictions that would like be that would help inform your thoughts or the discussion. The other thing I was maybe going to work on was, for a given article, like extract out the key claims from that article and then try to find the original source, or like see if there are like find the original source, and also like don't just return here's a link to the source, but like here's like in context what that source said, so it's just like easy to quickly get a sense of where that's at. I have some sense of I was kind of already planning to do those, and I might want to take today to do something bigger picture or something, but also now that I say that, I don't think that will work, so I'll probably do one of those things.
Hello, I'm Oliver. I run like an infrastructure which runs lesswrong.com. As such, I have many thoughts about how to use LLMs for moderation and contributions. I don't know, I have tons of stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also thinking these days a decent amount about scenario forecasting, because we're working with Daniel Cucatello on a scenario forecasting thing. So I was somewhat interested in talking more to Ben, being like, can we do it?
Hey all, I'm Evan. I work at the Collective Intelligence Project, and my background's in algorithmic consensus finding amongst lots of perspectives. And so I plan on working on a tool to simulate basically just a bunch of perspectives in response to a query, and finding where there's surfacing where there's emerging consensus from all the perspectives.
I might jump around a little bit between projects and try to help out here or there. I am very excited about the scenario forecasting thing too, but I'm also very excited about a lot of the other projects people have mentioned, so hopefully it can be helpful to multiple projects.
The Zoom folks, David and John, do you want to say anything? You don't have to, but you can also introduce yourselves. No, okay.
They're muted. Hey, David.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm David, and I work at Elicit. And I'm interested in doing something around trying to make it easier for people to have like explicit logical models or explicit logical reasoning for decisions, including sort of like everyday casual decisions. And thinking about how LLMs can like be a collaborator in that.
Cool. John?
I just dropped in. Didn't come in with any ideas of my own, but I have heard a lot of really cool ideas. I'd love to jump around, but I also have some other work that I was already starting to work on today. So if anyone is interested in collaborating, I'd love to. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what the day will look like for me. But I'm excited for everything.
Nice.
Cool. Lots and lots of really exciting projects, really interesting things. I can't wait to see what we all come up with in about 8 hours' time. Now, like I mentioned, you're free to kind of hang out here if you're still like looking for partners or want to like share ideas. Or if you are pretty set on what you're doing, you can just like kind of break off and start hacking. Use the rooms as you like. Come find Rachel and me if you have questions. But yeah, that's it. The hackathon is now kicked off.